So. Let's talk about One Piece. Okay.
What did we talk about last time?
For the story, we did a One Piece video or podcast discussion thing like this a long time ago, maybe a year ago at this point.
It was probably like fall break. Maybe it was summer. It was pretty hot.
It was way before. No, it was last summer. It was last summer.
This would have been
because I did another One Piece video. Yes. But then I got a call because I was using my phone to record just because it's in the car. I just put this in the middle. I got a call. The whole thing got deleted.
This is what happened. After the call, and you canceled the call, we didn't start back up the recording, so it stayed turned off the entire way home. Basically, after 2 minutes of building up to what I was going to talk to you about,
and it was a good discussion.
It was the best discussion.
Honestly, I loved that discussion.
That was one of the greatest.
I was excited to listen to it. Guess what?
It was awesome, and it
got deleted. So you give me a recap. I just got spoiler alert for One Piece. I don't know what chapters I'm in, but it's a long time ago. So if you're caught up in any capacity, you'll be good. This is back in Water 7.
Okay.
So I'm just now getting to Water 7. So yeah.
Okay. So
Okay, go ahead.
A recap of all of it so far?
Sure. Just give me a brief
recap.
A brief recap of the recent stuff, before
recent stuff. Okay, so that's different.
Water 7.
So let me remember.
Yeah, just let me give me that recap. Boy.
Starting in, I guess, if we started in Jaya is the name of the island they go to before they go up to the Sky.
Is that the one with the bell?
Yeah.
I like that one.
That was one of my favorite arcs because it introduced the idea of weaknesses to devil fruits. Because
the whole concept of devil fruit is they can't swim. Oh, they're all weak to water.
Yeah, but the weakness of different devil fruits against each other was the first time that was ever introduced.
Oh yeah. Where rubber and electricity. That's right. That's right.
I never even thought about it the whole time, but then right before their fight, I was like, wait, he's rubber. And then they used an attack that was lightning on him, and I was just like, oh, well, yeah, it makes complete sense, but you wouldn't really think about it because it's never happened before, even though it makes complete sense. So, recap of what happened between there and Water 7, I believe, would just be they left. If we do anime, wait,
pause. I just realized we haven't introduced ourselves. It's me, Michael, channel
Josh.
Guy. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, now go on.
Okay, so, I guess a recap of that is he beats Ineru, even though,
is that the guy with the drums?
That's the lightning dude. Yeah.
Lightning dude.
I think a lightning bug just hit our car. I
saw it, but it flew by.
Flink, it went right above. Anyways.
Can't you
lightning
enjoy
bugs.
watching this, viewers? This visual content.
Like the Splatoon test fire demo for the first one. That was amazing.
Real fans will understand what we're talking about there.
Real followers of the fandom.
True fans.
The true fans of Michael and Matt. So after they leave,
and Matt.
Oh,
sorry, we're getting way off track.
So after they leave the Sky Island, they beat Ineru. They have a great relationship with every single person there. Everybody makes up. Everything's cool. We get a shot of Luffy jumping up in the air. This is important for later, so you have to know this. We get a
thank
shot.
You for spoiling that.
No, it's if you forget it, then it doesn't really give you a good view. I don't think in the manga, only in the anime is a flashback. But
you haven't read the manga, you don't know.
But I don't know for sure. So I thought
if it's really that important, they'll probably do a flashback.
They might.
Anyways, anime and manga.
It's not a spoiler because I'm not telling you anything. Really, it's just that's a thing that you should try to remember.
Okay.
Although pretty much everything.
Don't worry. I surely.
We get a shot of Luffy rings the bell and is doing the classical he's falling out of the air cheering with his arms around, and we get to see him going we see him in the clouds. We get a shadow of him in the clouds.
Is that when the outro happens when they're all falling down, or the theme song when they're all falling?
No, that's really cool. Then they leave the.
That's one of my favorite parts.
Then they. It's actually funnier what happens with that. So then they leave the Sky Islands, but they don't really have an easy way off the Sky Islands because most people don't come back alive.
How did they get to the Sky Islands? I forgot. Did they get lucky?
No.
Okay, this is the one shot that we get, and there's a geyser. Or whatever.
Yeah, there's a giant geyser, and it's one of the only ways up to the Sky Islands. Other than there's a few others that you learn about later. And Nami, with her weather prediction and everything, figures out the timing of that geyser, and so in order to get to it on time, they have to leave by a certain time, and then a certain time of day, and they fix up the ship. There's tons of different preparations they have to add on to the ship. They give it wings so that it can kind of like make it up in the air without just falling backwards and going off the geyser. And Luffy goes to beat up Bellamy, who's the guy with the spring powers.
Oh, that one was so cool.
Which was
everyone's
one
like,
of,
what a
it's one of
loser.
the greatest fights.
You made a
it's
fake
not even a fight.
bounty. You made a fake bounty. Huh? Look at how weak this little kid is.
Well, that's
He's like,
not
okay,
even what happens.
punch,
It's they
dead.
start the quote unquote fight, which is literally just him bouncing around and Luffy punching him. They start the fight.
No,
somebody runs up and it's like, careful, this guy's got a way higher bounty than you by like 100 million or whatever, or like just like a few like tens of thousands higher than you.
Yeah,
and then he's like his right hand man, Bellamy can't hear him because he's already bouncing around all the place. But his right hand man is like, oh, that's probably fake. And then Luffy asks, I think the way he does it is it shows him clenching his fist, and he looks at his fist and he goes, you asked if I could throw a punch. And then Bellamy, after building up momentum for, in the anime, he built up the momentum of the spring
I
thing
watched it in the anime for because it was such a cool scene.
at least a minute and a half of momentum build up. And then he launches towards Luffy to punch him, and Luffy hits him one time, makes him pass out, and leaves an indentation of his fist on his face. It's one of the greatest moments. In my opinion, it's the second best hit in all of One Piece. The one that comes after is, let's see, I believe it's 2 arcs. If you're in the middle of Water 7s, then it's 2 arcs after yours.
Yeah, I'm at the part where Luffy went to like the mayor or someone, and he was like, hey, I saw Robin, and he's like, oh wait, Robin, like, yeah, Nico Robin. Oh, okay, heck, that's our Robin. And we don't know what's up with that. And so it's like, okay, is Robin...
It's the guy with blue hair, right? And the mouse in his pocket?
It's black and white. Oh. But it's like, it's, I don't know.
Whatever.
It's like he was bedridden, and then he like just Luffy went through the glass to see him, and everyone was like, oh, he's gonna go kill the dude.
Right, so moving into Water 7, we can skip the in-between Sky Islands and Water 7 because it's not...
What happened in there? Just give me like 2 sentences, just to refresh my memory.
When they fall down, they're in a marine base, and then they eventually escape the marine base. It's like inescapable because they...
Wait, I do not remember that.
So when they fall down out of the sky, the reason they're falling in the first place is because there was some kind of octopus that can suck up huge amounts of air like a hot air balloon, and it was floating them down to safety. But Luffy, because he's Luffy, jumps on top of the thing holding them up in the air and starts bouncing on it.
That sounds familiar.
Then it lets out its air because it can't hold it in because Luffy's bouncing on it, and they fall straight down instead of floating to the side, kind of. So instead of going in like an arch where they'd land in the water, they fall straight down, and coincidentally land on a coral reef that is inside of a marine base. And this marine base is built on the coral reef, so at night the tide goes away and it's impossible for anything to leave. No ships can leave the port, no ships can go into the ocean at that point. They land on the coral reef, so it's impossible, and then it turns nighttime, the tide goes away, so it's impossible for them to be on the ship. They have to try to escape, and so what they do is
this why the ship is completely destroyed?
Yeah, that's why it's pretty big.
Or was it the fall?
I mean, it was basically every single thing that's happened to it up to this point led to what.
Yeah, but what's like the big thing that? Like,
I'm guessing that it was the fall because it fell from. I'm guessing it was a mixture of the force of the geyser hitting the thing, but there was also it got scooted up a bunch of stairs in the Sky Islands, and then it was sat on top of a stone altar, which also damaged it. And then Usopp was only, because he's not like a shipwright or anything, he's just been doing basic repairs. He can't actually fix the ship as it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And then after that, it still falls onto a coral reef. So after that, there's the Foxy Davy Back fight. It's still recording. Good to check. After that,
is that like
fight with
the little like games?
Yeah, the thing
love
with the
those.
Dude that can slow stuff down.
Yes, that
with
was
the freaking Afro powers. Afro power is
and the glass.
Yeah,
that was so great. I
So,
love that part. That was great.
And then there's
one of my favorite parts, actually. Like one
and
of my
then
favorite little arcs.
They get through that. They actually made a movie that's on Crunchyroll where he comes back and tries to do it again.
Is it like an OVA?
Yeah, like it's a legit movie. So it's like counted as a movie on the show and everything. It's got its own section. And anyways, so after the Davy Back fight, they get to Water 7, and a guy in a hood, as Sanji is, I believe Chopper is walking with Robin to do shopping or something, and there's a guy in a hood that passes by her and says CP9, and then she freaks out and just disappears.
That's what they're figuring out now, because I remember them like talking about
Chopper and Sanji are looking for her. They find her and she says, "Sorry guys, I can't be a part of the crew anymore. You probably won't see me again." And then she disappears.
remember that. I just remember her disappearing, and they're going, "Oh wait, she just disappeared."
So what happens was they disappeared. Somebody finds her. I'm guessing it's Chopper because he's following her scent or whatever. If I remember correctly, Sanji was looking for her, and so was Chopper.
I think it was Chopper and Sanji.
It may have been both of them together.
Because Sanji
but she's
was
standing on a
mad.
port talking to somebody in.
I don't know if I'm there yet.
No, you're there.
No, wait.
Trust me.
Okay,
You're definitely.
okay.
I know when you said he crashed through the window. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
So, she is talking to someone in a cloak. They turn, see him. The guy in the cloak walks away, and then Robin stops them from coming in front of. She basically just says, "Stop! Don't move anymore." Like, I can't be part of the crew. Like, she doesn't even thank them for. She's not even like, "Thanks for everything. I have to leave." She's like,
She's
"I can't
cold
be part of the crew
right now.
She's
like really cool.
She's like
just
super
like in
cold
general.
towards them.
Yeah, in general.
She's
Not
just
even
like
just
super
this one
cruel toward them. Like,
not cruel, just cold.
well, it's as if she's been acting the entire time, and it's just her casting them off right now. So then this stuff unfolds where the leader of the shipwright group is attacked, and then the Straw Hats are framed because they're the newest pirate group to land on the shores.
Pause.
Yeah.
We're gonna order some blizzards.
Okay. Thanks for hearing all the sound different. Knock, 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 knock.
Wow, the headlights in the car behind us are like right in my
They have their high beams on?
I can't tell. But it's
I can't either. Normally it doesn't stretch all the way around a car that's bigger in a truck or something. Whatever, I don't care now. Right. So back where...
And we're back from
what we were talking about.
Blizzards from Dairy Queen.
Oh, that's so good.
I was about to say
what we were talking
blizzards,
about was that the leader... My freaking hat
don't put it on the ground.
or something is on the ground. I'm just going to hold it.
Yeah, that's what I told you.
What we were talking about is the leader of the shipwright group, which are the world's greatest shipwrights.
Right. That is right.
No, not the coral. The shipwrights are in Water 7 are the greatest in the entire One Piece world. And all of them have basically the strength that if anybody came to Water 7 and were just passing through the Grand Line, they could probably destroy them because they're super OP. The leader of that group got attacked, and because the Straw Hats are the newest pirate group, they were the ones framed for it, or at least that's what we think. So they were framed so far for the attack of him, and everyone in the entire town is looking for them, trying to kill them now, instead of just them hanging out and waiting for their ship to get fixed or for them to look for a new ship.
Mm-hmm. Because they're protagonists and they can't have an easy thing.
Because the leader was attacked,
they want to so unprofessional read.
It's really good though. I can't resist. So
don't worry, they could hear my like turn indicators when I'm there.
You guys will live, frick you. And then
heck, I forgot to get gas. I forgot I needed gas.
You have 52 miles left.
I know.
You have so much left.
But I wasn't paying attention.
So because the leader was attacked and they know that it wasn't them, he's in a coma and he wakes up the next morning, and so because they hear he's awake, they want to go talk to him. But as they go to talk to him, an entire mob forms around his estate trying to stop any of the Straw Hats from getting closer.
Second.
Thinking like,
I made a wrong turn. As in I did. Oh well, longer discussion.
No, you can get there. I'll tell you when to turn. There's a road onto the parkway up here.
Yeah, I was like, keep it vague.
But
anyway,
so they want to go talk to him, but the entire mob, because they thought, oh no, they might come back to finish the job that didn't go right. Like they botched the kill, so they want to come back and do it right. So the mob forms around it, basically making a hole, like a wall of villagers that are stopping them from getting any closer. Then Luffy goes a little farther away and he launches himself through the window as kind of a distraction, but also just like he needed to get in to talk to him. They find out which room is his. He launches into the room to talk to him, and Robin is there. If that is the last thing that you saw...
No, the last thing that I see is her, like, eavesdropping or whatever.
Eavesdropping on their conversation.
It's like they're talking about Robin, and, like, it's outside, and they're like, where's Robin? I don't know. And then you just see her, like, she's on, like, some balcony or something. I don't know.
I thought Luffy went through a window and there's glass.
He did, but this is, like, she's not there.
Okay, well then...
They're talking about Robin. And then he, like, goes back to them, and he's like, hey, he said it was Robin. Our Robin. And then she's, like, overhearing it.
Okay, if they saw her in a balcony, then I believe...
No, they didn't see her. They don't see her. We as an audience, like...
We as an audience can see her.
The quote-unquote camera.
And I believe when we see her, someone tells her, like, come on, we need to get the job done or something, right?
I don't know. Like, the cliffhanger for the chapter that I'm on, it shows her... and she overheard it, and then it's like, okay,
end. All right. What comes next is
Oh wait, you're telling. Okay, never mind. I thought you were asking.
no. Well, sort of both. What do you think is going to happen next?
I
should
think-
start there.
It's all a giant misunderstanding. I feel like it's obvious that it's a giant misunderstanding. Because
Okay.
it's not like she was a jerk, but she could have just said, hey, screw you guys. I hate you. I'm leaving. I'm abandoning you. And it'd be a giant betrayal scene. Also, am I going the right way still?
I believe.
Should I just turn around and go the easy
We
way?
should probably just turn around.
Okay.
This happened a few days ago where I told somebody the wrong turn, or they like didn't hear me when I told them to turn, and then we just kept driving for like 10 minutes looking for another way. So we should probably just turn around.
Okay. Anyway, I think...
That is a pretty fair assumption.
This is an awful turn that I just made. Actually, no, that
I'm going to do my best to neither confirm nor deny anything that happens.
Okay, good. That's the best kind
So
of
for right now,
theorizing.
that's a cool assumption.
No, okay, wait. Usopp 100% going to come back. 100%. We did not even talk anything about that.
Yeah, we never talked about that.
But Usopp basically got angry because they were like, okay, we're going to have to restart, or we're going to have to get a new ship. So
We mentioned earlier the ship is super damaged.
yeah, they can't fix it.
They
And they're like,
basically
okay, you have
they went to the
get-
shipwright
have to get a
and
new
said,
ship.
"Hey, we need our ship fixed." They sent a shipwright to look at the ship, and he saw that whenever you see like a ship that's in the water, there's a giant board that's stretched all the way down. the bottom of it.
TLDR, it's irreparable.
Mm-hmm. You
Usopp
cannot
was like,
repair it
I
at
wanna-
all.
I wanna
and
keep
they
it.
said, "Well, we're gonna keep
Luffy
going."
was like, we can't. Usopp
Luffy
was like, that's
said-
not the Luffy I know.
Luffy said,
You're
"It's
a
literally
monster."
impossible. We can't do it. We can't fix it, and we don't want her to like break in the middle of the ocean." And Usopp says, "Okay, fine, fight me for it." So then he comes back at like dusk, and Luffy and Usopp fight. Luffy almost loses, surprisingly, and then
I
Usopp
thought he did
loses.
lose.
No,
Because like Usopp, like
he did something where there are dials that were in the Sky Islands that can.
yeah, like they impact. It's like the Black Panther
Yeah,
stuff.
an
Oh, wait, you
impact
didn't see that
dial.
movie.
An impact dial. When you hit one end of it, you hit a button, and when you punch the button, or when you,
It's just the
yeah.
Black Panther suit. You punch
All
it.
right, yeah, it's fair.
It takes the impact, and then it
turns it around and pushes it out of people.
Yeah.
So he took one of Luffy's strongest attacks, blunt, like head on, and then absorbed it into the dial and then shot it back at Luffy, but it still wasn't enough to beat Luffy, and then Luffy punched him super hard and beat him. And then he said, "You can keep the ship, we're gonna go get a new one and keep sailing." But in fighting Luffy, Usopp quit the crew. So
yeah, so he's left.
He's
At
gone.
this point, he's just gone. There was
At this
a giant
point,
explosion when they
nothing's
destroyed the Frankie house, and it showed like him like go, oh, there was a loud noise or something like that, and that's like all we've seen of Usopp. He's just chilling on the broken ship, not the broken ship, but the irreparable ship that can't really do anything right now.
yeah.
And it's like I know for a fact, a 100% absolute fact that he comes back. I just have no idea when. It's like
Yep.
it could literally be the next chapter, and he's like, "Sorry guys, I was being dumb. It's literally impossible."
I will
Luffy."
say this.
Right? Or it could be like in 10 volumes. I don't know.
I will say this.
I'm excited that I don't know.
This will not spoil a single thing that happens, and
Cool.
I thought this up on the spot. I'm proud of it.
Okay.
Has Usopp ever admitted that he did something wrong?
No, he just lies.
Mm-hmm.
He's always like,
no, I'm gonna
hey,
leave it at that. That's it.
He's always like, hey, I have 18 million guys right behind me ready to fight you.
Although one of those did turn out to be true.
And then
the
all
one that,
18 million of those guys never showed up. I wonder where they are.
Yep. Although one of those did end up being true. The like island eater that was as huge as an island did end up being true, which is really funny.
What is that?
Remember Little Garden when they were leaving and the giants
Oh,
brought the weapons
yeah.
for it? And they were like,
I
"Oh,
like
cool,
Little
it's
Garden
the
art.
island eater," and he's like, "It's real."
I liked the little guy.
So
That was good.
sure, that's a fair assumption. What happens next?
Okay, off topic, but like in the Little Garden arc, one thing that I vividly remember is like when they were all like turning to wax. I remember watching like one
I
of
already
those
know what you're talking about.
I remember watching that episode like the night before, or like morning after, or right before. We had a big test at school, and it was such a big test, and they were like, we have to like take all your phones, and if any of them go off, the test is void for everyone. And I remember I turned off my phone all the way, turned it in, but then when I turned it back on, I apparently read all of my messages and notifications and stuff that I had, like in the 2 hours of the test. And, like, it said red and stuff, and I just remember being very angry.
Never mind, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I remember being very, very angry. Anyway, go on. Back to Usopp being a little emo boy who always
No, we're
lies.
skipping that. I already gave you not a hint, but like a preparation thing. He's never said that he's done something wrong ever. So
he will.
I
He's
mean,
gonna be like, oh, I'm sorry, I was wrong. And Luffy's gonna be like, that's not the Usopp I know. Let's fight again.
and then Usopp beats Luffy and becomes the new captain of the Straw Hat
And they're all
Pirates.
like, whoa.
They become the Slingshot Pirates.
That's definitely not the Usopp we know.
They become the Slingshot Pirates. So
Then he dies.
Then he dies, of course. I mean, somebody has to die. People have to die.
Also, this one fight takes place over like 150 episodes.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Of course.
And although you won't get it, I'll make a reference. It's a fight that says it's going to last 5 minutes, and it lasts 4 hours.
Oh,
It's okay,
good old
you might get
Goku jokes.
Hey, he did get it.
Just
What
a
a
turn.
beast. Yep.
Heck.
Because it's hot in here, these are starting to like melt and like pile up on the sides. So.
Sorry, every viewer. Sorry, every pony. Let's turn up the air.
Whoa!
Okay.
So,
Oh, this is such an awful podcast.
the first real one. It's not like the
Is
last
that
one. We weren't picking stuff up. So, oh man, the only thing I told you last time, because the last time we talked, you just said, oh crap, I just spilled a bunch on myself.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. So,
this is the Messy One Piece podcast.
the last thing that I told you was buckle up.
Wait, this is not the way I usually go.
That's fine, it works.
I know, I've been this way before, but I just don't know it
And
off
then-
the top of my hand.
And then you, right after I told you that, you went and read the Usopp Luffy fight. I said buckle up.
I said, you said,
Things
that was like
are
a year
about to-
ago you said that, and I
Yep.
read the Usopp fight like a month ago.
Well, I didn't say. I was
Well,
kind of
I
making
know,
a point
I
of you
know.
not reading anything.
Okay,
But
it's summertime though. I couldn't read it because I had school.
I want to say buckle up, but I already told you, and you've already gotten through
Also, you're gonna have to tell me
One
when
of
to
the
turn
biggest
because I have
things-
no idea where the heck I'm going.
left turn up. So I pointed that road. It's gonna go around that way and then left. So
Oh wait, yeah, I know
Yeah.
exactly where we are.
Right.
Okay.
So I told you last time buckle up, and then you did all the Usopp stuff. Robin left. Everything. Robin left.
I know.
Right.
I was just saying it as like a reaction.
Robin. Oh.
Robin.
And then,
Robin.
but it doesn't compare to what's coming next. So, if you remember, there was a time where I was watching these episodes 10 at a time, and then I just stopped watching for some reason.
Yeah.
That's in the next 5 episodes.
Oh,
Where
I am
something happened that was
so-
unexpected for me.
Wait, no. Is this not the Crunchyroll like missing episode thing?
It was. They just filled the gap. I watched the first episode of the new filling of the gap, and I stopped watching for 2 weeks. I think was the time that I stopped, and then I got back into it. And the episode after it fixed every single problem that I had with what happened.
Because you're weak.
Yeah,
And if you
I
have a
am.
problem with something, you drop it instantly.
Honestly, yeah, I am. I'm super weak, or I would have finished Xenoblade for one.
Whoa, you saying you hate Xeno? Okay, that's the whole discussion.
No, I
for
said I was
another
weak.
time.
So
That's an entire different discussion that we could have right now.
I'm just weak when it comes to grinding or like.
not grinding, just
Well, that's
as
what I
soon
have
as
to
a
do.
character in your show
But anyway,
they have any hardships, time to drop the show. I just want to watch
I
something
felt.
where they're all
I'll say
OP.
this: I stopped the show because I needed time to process it, and I was feeling exactly what the characters themselves were feeling.
Good.
The episode
I want
after
her.
that, they literally cleared up all of it, and I could have kept watching that 10 a day, but I wasn't, and I'm an idiot. So,
But you're still caught up now, almost.
I mean, I stopped on purpose.
You're caught up,
this
yeah.
This time I stopped on purpose for like the last month and a half, actually.
So
But-
you can binge.
so I can binge as much as I want because I know what's coming next, and I want to be able to binge all of the stuff leading up to it. So, be careful of the way that all of the Straw Hats are gonna feel, and like it's cool to feel with them, but also like.
Oh, I'm
don't get
excited
caught
to
up in
feel
it.
with them.
Yeah,
I
but
definitely get caught up in feelings.
This is not a like I'm gonna cry at this moment. This is a like what is happening? Stop it! What? I don't understand. This is a moment of confusion for the readers and the people that were in the actual thing you're reading.
Nice.
So everyone's super confused. No one knows what's going on.
I love being confused when I consume entertainment.
But
it's the best.
this is another thing I can say that's not a spoiler. in the Treasure Cruise app where they have all the like cutscenes and everything, where they take stuff out of the show, they purposefully animated a scene that happens in this arc that you still haven't gotten to. You're still pretty far away from it. They purposefully animated the scene. They spent an extra month just because they wanted to animate the scene better, and they took voice lines out of the show, removed all the music, and made the entire scene voiced. Which is it was the first thing they did in the like 3 years that the app had been created, and they haven't done it except maybe once since. No, they did that. They did it for that and for right after that arc ended.
Nice.
And they were two of the most emotional moments in the entire show.
Nice.
You are going to go through there are a lot of emotional moments in the show.
Nice.
Of the next,
well, it's like 800
of the next
episodes,
two
so
arcs, because the one you're in leads up to the arc before the time skip, or the 2 arcs before the time skip.
Oh, I'm so close to the time skip. I'm excited.
Well, you're not. So
never mind.
Let me think, because the arc after the time skip, there's that and that and that.
I know what happens next.
And that. Oh, never mind. There's more arcs after the time skip than I thought. So
okay, I know exactly what happens next. Frankie's gonna be like, "Hey, man, you're really cool. I know you destroyed my whole family's house and everything.
Nope.
But I'm gonna join you. I'm gonna join you guys and hang out. I'm gonna be the ship cleaner dude. I don't know.
Nope.
Fine. Then Brooke's gonna be like, "Hey guys, I overheard you want a ship fixer-upper. I can't do that, but don't worry. I could sing some tunes while you fix the ship."
Brooke's not on the crew yet.
Fine. Usopp's gonna be like, "Hey, I want to come back." I'm gonna.
Usopp's not on the crew right now. And
it's gonna be that bunny girl from whatever new episodes. I read a theory, or someone on Twitter was like, "Oh, I wonder if she's gonna join the Straw Hat Pirates." And it's gonna happen. Calling it right now.
No, that can't happen. They did. I won't say who.
Fine.
They just got a really cool new addition to the crew in the manga that we've been waiting for.
You're back. Oh my goodness, BB.
We did get to see a glimpse of her recently, which is
good.
So awesome.
She was a good character.
It didn't have anything to do with the show too, so I can actually tell you what happened.
No.
So
come on, Car. Go. Voice.
There is something that's not a spoiler that I can tell you that's really cool about her and another character that was in the show.
Wow.
You know that she's a princess, right?
Yeah.
So there's a meeting where all the rulers of every country that's under the world government meet at a certain time. There's like a meeting,
yes,
I believe every few years that they go to.
Makes sense.
And that's to keep up with what's happening in there. So Vivi's gone to them with her father before, and she met Wapol there.
She met who?
She met the dude that was in Chopper's place, that was coming back from being a pirate to take over again. She already knew who that was when they met him.
Wait, who is that? Is that the guy that
That was the guy. That's the guy with the munch fruit right here.
Ooh, the vor fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I can see. I've driven.
And freaking, he was just as bad as he is now, and she was just as awesome as she is now.
Yay!
It's, and I won't tell you anything about what happens because it's like a moment of strength, and we get to see a new level of strength for Vivi. And
any final thoughts? I feel like I don't know what we discussed.
We did. We went over it, and I told you.
You just had a recap, really, and I was just like, oh. And every time I had a theory, you're like, no, it's wrong.
Last time the thing that recorded
the whole time.
Last time the thing that was recorded, deleted. But the last words that I said were good luck and buckle up. And this time I'm gonna say,
what is your wise words of advice for the Michael in 11 months?
I'm gonna say buckle up, good luck, and also bring a few boxes of tissues.
Nice. I love sobbing.
Because although it's not gonna happen yet, you've probably got, I would say, I've been measuring it by episodes whenever I talk to people so far. So I'd say you have about 40 episodes before the thing happens. You're maybe you're maybe 3 issues away from the most emotional moments. Is in the 3rd issue from now.
Nice. I'm gonna binge them tonight.
Man. But
it's like
you got all the way through the Water 7 arc, right?
No.
No?
No, I'm still there.
No, I mean you have all of them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Do you have all the way through
I have all the way through volume 40 something.
Oh, good. Then
I have I have all the way through Thriller Bark.
Oh, nice.
I think that's what it said on the box.
Oh, that's amazing. So you even all these characters that you're gonna meet in the arc after.
Oh, I can't wait. This is now I'm excited to read One Piece.
Oh, and let me see.
Read 3 volumes.
That'd be 3 issues from now. You get to see an amazing thing happen with Luffy. That is one of the most hype moments in the entire show. So tons of sobbing emotional stuff that I still tear up at to think about all the time, but also like a huge moment where Luffy just gets insanely stronger.
Nice.
Which is gonna be amazing.
Anyway, thanks for discussing One Piece with me.
Good
in
luck,
this
lots
super
of
messy
tissues.
One Piece 40-minute
don't
discussion.
Don't give up. Don't give up yet.
Um,
It's gonna get a lot.
I wasn't giving up. I have like the next 13 volumes bought. Okay, I'm not gonna give up now.
Yeah, that was a year ago.
Yeah, I bought.
A year and a half ago.
It was last summer. It was
Wasn't fair. About a year ago. Anyways, good luck.
Anyway, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening.
Sticking with it the whole time.
They're sticking with us, even with all the audio and whatever. It's casual.
We can wash my shirt because I still have ice cream on it.
We have fun here in the One Piece. Nickel and Michael and Josh and Joshua and Meh podcast or whatever you want to call it. I don't care. Call this whatever you want. Oh, it's the 10 o'clock p.m. and I have to drive back.
Exactly 10 o'clock. Perfect time to stop. 1, 2, 3, go.
Bye.